Now to something that every American should be concerned about. Elderly people are increasingly being targeted and preyed upon by scammers and fraudsters. Lives are being completely destroyed as a result of this. The Federal Trade Commission reported that scams reported by adults 60 years and older reached 2.4 billion in 2024. But since most fraud goes unreported, the real number could be as high as 81 billion. Financial fraud is not just about the money. There is an emotional toll, too. And tragically, for one family, they paid the ultimate price. Karen and Donald Whitaker were an elderly couple living in California. Karen was contacted by a scammer who pretended to be Blue Bloods actor Tom Selleck, and over time, she gave the imposter about $30,000. Once her family discovered the fraud, they cut Karen off from accessing financial accounts, but it was too late. Karen and Donald Whitaker were found dead in their home after a murder-suicide, bringing the horrors of financial ruin and elderly fraud to light. Joining me now is friend of the Whitakers, Joy Miedecke. Joy, first of all, so sorry to hear about the loss of your friends. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. So you had known the Whitakers for a long time through the East Valley Republican Women's Patriots Club. Tell us about who they were and what kind of people they were.
Well, they were really the best. Karen was the girl that wore red, white, and blue everywhere she went. She was a Zumba dancer, so she was always in our building dancing around because we had, of course, TV on all the time. And she was just so pleasant and so happy. And they had retired. Her husband was a dentist, and they retired from Orange County and moved out to the desert. Both golfers having the time of their life. Jim, and his name is Jim, at least that's the name we called him. Mm-hmm. And I think that was probably his middle name. But he, on the other hand, was the perfect gentleman. He was willing to work as a volunteer. He put our floor in. He painted our building. He came over to my house not too long ago and hung pictures for me, mm-hmm. as I had lost my husband several years ago. So they were just like family to us. I mean, it's just so tragic.
Yeah. So how did you find out about Karen being scammed? I mean, we hear about these phone calls and these people doing this on the internet, but you alerted the sheriff's department about what was going on that led to her family cutting her off from credit cards because it was clearly taking a huge toll on their personal financial life. But how did you know that this was happening?
Well, I knew because she told me. She was on Facebook and put something about a friend of hers from high school had passed away. And under that, she listed things that she remembered about this person. And within 2 days, this scammer or scammers, who knows, they were getting in touch with her, and they said it was Tom Selleck, and he had dated her when she was in high school. And so Karen fell for it. She just believed him. And of course, immediately I knew it was a scam. And I knew that because we've had other people in our club come to me and tell me that, somebody is contacting me and they wanted me to give money. So right away, they asked her for money. It was to go to an event that Tom Selleck was going to come out to the beautiful desert and go to an event and have an event rather. And Karen was invited, but she needed to pay $80, and she'd be the first one on the list. And so she immediately did. She bought a gift card and sent the money to them. I guess what you do is you just give the person the number. This has all been through, I think, Telegram and text messaging.
Wow.
And so they got that money from her, and then they knew they had kind of a sure thing. So they went forward with it and got more money from her. And I tried to talk to her. She wouldn't listen. Other people tried to talk to her. This is before her family even knew. Mm-hmm. So I finally called the sheriff, and the sheriff called her in, and they had a long talk with her, almost 2 hours. They showed her all kinds of proof that this is a scam. And by the time they were through, she got up and she said, I know what you're showing me. I believe you, but the one I'm talking to is really Tom Selleck, and it's not a scam.
Wow.
Yeah.
So what is your message to other people, older adults who are getting targeted in scams like these and clearly falling into this trap of not believing what the authorities are telling them?
Common sense. I mean, why would Tom Selleck need her money?
Right.
Why would any movie star or TV star or whatever, why would they need your money?
Yeah.
And, I know this happens a lot to lonely people. But Karen wasn't really lonely, so I don't know really what happened to her that she believed it so much. But we got Adult Protective Services to go to the home, and that's when her husband found out. And he was so embarrassed. And the kids came, and they, cut up her credit cards, took her money away, and she still found ways to get money. And in the last couple of days, this person asked her to please ask her friends for money because she didn't have much of her own.
Joy, in terms of the investigation, there's obviously the investigation into the fraudsters, but in terms of the murder-suicide here, which is horrific, do you have an update on that portion of the story?
They're still investigating. That was the last thing that we heard. That was about, it was probably Friday afternoon. And so I have no more information on it. I haven't talked to the sheriff's department. They haven't come out with more of a statement. But they did say that it was murder-suicide.
Oh, just awful. Like you said, her husband was quite embarrassed, and clearly she thought this was a real thing. Just absolutely terrible. Joy Miedecke, thank you so much for coming on, and so sorry about the loss of your friends, and thank you for coming on to help to warn others about this kind of scam.
Me tell the story.
Absolutely. Okay. Thanks for coming on.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.